Alright, so today we're going to work on percent proportion word problems. So that's one page on page 55, little 4. And we're just going to write percent word problems. And I'm going to abbreviate that. So percent word prob. Alright, so on to page 54. Oh, sorry, 55. Did I write that down right? Yeah, we got it right on the table of contents. I just said it wrong. Okay, so we're on page 55. This is what our page looks like. Glue that down. Put your page number at the bottom. Okay, page number 55. And at the top of the page, percent word problems. So we talked about this just a little bit yesterday whenever we were looking at percent proportion for the very first time. But the formula is part over whole equals percent over 100. So if you'll write that down. Part over whole equals percent over 100. Okay, our first example says an hour of TV airtime generally has 12 minutes of commercials. What percent of airtime is used for commercials? Okay, so we write blank over blank equals percent over 100. Now we can fill in our blanks. An hour of airtime generally has 12 minutes of commercials. So we need to figure out what is our part and what is our whole. Well, I only see one number. I see 12 minutes of airtime. Well, 12 minutes of airtime is describing the amount of time for commercials. That's part of the 1 hour of airtime. So 12 is going to go on top. And the whole amount of airtime is 1 hour. But since this is 12 minutes, we're going to have to put 60 minutes. Okay, we want to make sure both of these are in the same unit. And we're looking for the percentage, so N goes on top of 100. Okay, so we're going to cross multiply. N times 60 is 60N. Bring down your equal sign. 12 times 100 is 1,200. Then our goal is to find our unknown, solve for N. So since 60 and N are being multiplied together, remember a number and a letter side by side means that they're being multiplied. So since they're being multiplied, I'm going to do the inverse, which is to divide by 60. What I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So these 60s eliminate each other, leaving me with just N equals. And I can use my calculator. 1,200 divided by 60 is 20. So go back, look at what we were being asked. What percent of airtime is used for commercials? This is our percent. 20% of airtime is being used for commercials. So that's our final answer. Okay, Safe Money Bank offers an annual interest rate of 8% on a savings account. How much money would have to be put into the account in order to earn $60 in interest? Okay, so the way banks work is most banks, some banks don't do it, but like I am in a credit union, and what they do is if you give them your money, if you put your money in their account, they will use it. And as a way of them saying thank you every year, or like my bank does it every 3 months, they'll give you a certain percentage of your money. They'll give that to you on top of what you've put inside the account. So that's a little bit confusing when we don't have bank accounts and we don't talk about that or hear about that very often. But what this bank account is saying is, if you give me your money, we'll give you 8% every year. That's what annual means. Yearly, we'll give you 8% interest. So they'll give you 8% of what you've put in on top of what you've already got in there. Okay, so something over something equals something over 100. We're going part over whole equals percent over 100. I can see that 8 is my percent, so I'm going to put that over 100. Then I need to figure out, what is 60? Is it my part or is it the whole? How much money would have to be put into the account in order to earn $60 in interest? Okay. So is $60 the whole amount that's in your account, or is that part? Well, interest would be part of the total amount in your account. So 60 goes on top and N goes on the bottom. Okay, now we can solve it. Cross multiply. 8 times N is 8N. 60 times 100 is 6,000. We're trying to get N all by itself, so we're dividing by whatever is in front of N, which this time is 8. 8s eliminate each other. That leaves us with N equals 6,000 divided by 8, which is 750. So how much money would have to be put into the account? $750. Okay, bottom 2. The Hawks won 9 games, lost 5 games, and tied 1 game. What percent of the games were won? Okay. So we're going to do part over whole equals percent over 100. So blank over blank equals blank over 100. Okay, what percent? So we don't know our percent, so I'm going to go ahead and put an N over our 100. The Hawks won 9 games. Okay, so 1 equals 9. They lost 5 games, and they tied 1 game. So, how many total games did they play? That's the first thing we have to figure out. Well, 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 5 is 15. So total is 15. That's our whole. And we want to know what percent were won. Well, 9 games were won. So 9 out of 15, what percent would that be? We can cross multiply. N times 15 is 15N. 9 times 100 is 900. Divide by whatever is in front of your N. So we're dividing by 15. Fifteens eliminate, leaving us with N equals 900 divided by 15 is 60. Okay, so what percent of the games were won? 60% of games. All right. Last question. Rebecca is sending out invitations for a party. She predicts that 75% of the people invited will actually attend. If Rebecca wants 15 people to show up for her party, how many guests should she invite? Okay, so 75% of people will actually attend, and she wants 15 people to show up. So how many should she invite? We can write blank over blank equals blank over 100. Our percent is 75. So we have to figure out, is 15 part or is 15 whole? Is 15 all the people she needs to invite, or is 15 just part of the people she needs to invite? Well, we're predicting that 75% of the people we invite will show up, and she wants 15 people to show up. So 75 is parallel with 15. She's going to need to invite more people if she wants 15 to show up. So we're trying to figure out how many people should she invite. So we're going to cross multiply. 75 times N is 75N. 15 times 100 is 1,500. We've got to divide by whatever is in front of our N. Right now that's 75. What we do to one side, we have to do to the other. Our 75s eliminate. And that gives us N equals 1,500 divided by 75 is 20. So if she wants 15 guests to actually come, she needs to invite 20 guests. All right, that's it.